Hello Gemini, my name is Michelle and welcome to my channel, The Signs of Tarot. If you're new to the channel, I'm so pleased that you found us. YouTube is doing an amazing job getting astrologers and tarot readers out across the lands. I just recently received my first comment from Dubai, and then I got a comment from South Africa. I just cannot believe the far reach that these messages are going, and I hope the people who need to get these messages, it somehow reaches them. So thank you so much. If you are an existing subscriber, welcome back. So thankful and honored and love you, and thank you for being part of the Signs of Tarot tribe. If you have a moment, pop over to Instagram and take a look at Signs of Tarot, where I take real life photography of everyday situations, restaurants, retail, scenes, everyday life, and I compare it to traditional tarot cards, so you get an interesting twist on real life happenings with the world of tarot. So pop on over to Instagram at Signs of Tarot. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to dive into your reading right now, Gemini. I always start off all of my readings with the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle deck. This particular deck resonates with me so deeply, and it gives me an amazing energy feel for whomever I'm reading for. And I selected for you the shrub, the hawthorn. This has always been a super intriguing shrub for me. I'm going to pull it in as close as I can so that you can see. It has beautiful blooms that are eye-catching. But if you look super close, you will see that those beautiful blooms are covering thorns. So much like you, Gemini, you have two sides to you. You're two people molded into one, and so is the hawthorn bush, with many, many thorns being covered by beautiful blooms. This has always been used as a hedge, and even though it comes sometimes in a star shape, which is also enticing to look at, this has always been used as a hedge, primarily with temples and Hindu temples, to keep the spirits out with the thorns. So what are you trying to keep out, Gemini? What are you trying to block yourself from or block yourself away to? This is all about boundaries, and I have a feeling, let's see what the tarot card says, because this card's all about initiating boundaries. Now, I'm going to dive right into the tarot portion of your reading, Gemini. I use a double deck of the Rider-Waite because if Spirit wants to come out with a message, it typically comes out with more than one of the same card during a reading. I also am going to use the OK Tarot. So without further ado, let's cut this deck. One. I'm going to take the bottom of the deck for your first card. King of Pentacles. The Tower. Four of Wands. Now I see why you're putting up boundaries for sure. Wow. What is going on with you, Gemini? I'm going to use a different deck. Let me move these up so that you can see. You know what? I'm going to use the Affirminators instead. Let's see what we get with them for the second part of your reading. Okay, Gemini, I'm just going to keep this super raw and super real. There's a lot going on with this particular reading and a lot going on with you. Whenever we have the King of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Four of Wands in reverse, whenever we have the Tower next to the Four of Wands in reverse, next to a court card, it tells me that you are either ready or about to be divorced, going through a nasty, horrific divorce, or really thinking about separating from a long-term structured environment. The Four of Wands in reverse is all about structure and the happy home, and we got it in reverse next to the Tower. Now, there's a lot of different feelings and different reads that go on in the tarot world for the Tower. To me, the Tower is the scariest motherfucking card in the deck, pardon my language, but at the same time, it's the most exhilarating. The Tower absolutely is the divine universe coming in to your life and wiping it clean. And what does that mean? A sudden, impactful change in your life, completely to redirect your life. It usually happens after a lot of red flags, a lot of things that the universe has put as obstacles in front of you during this experience, that you decided to jump over the obstacle, close your eye from the obstacle, wish the obstacle away. Well, the universe has had enough. They feel that you are not on the right path. And what is the right path? The path to living your best life ever, to be as most fulfilled as you can, to feel as valued as you possibly can, and to love yourself and value yourself as much as you can. Okay, and at the heat here is the King of Pentacles, okay? King of Pentacles is typically, could be a man or a girl, doesn't really matter. In tarot, gender is neutral because we all possess feminine and masculine sides. You know that if you read tarot all over the YouTube channel. But the truth is, the King of Pentacles next to the Tower and next to the Four of Wands in reverse tells me that you are definitely leaving somebody who you thought was going to be your long-term end-all be-all life partner. This is somebody who's probably older than you, a lot more established, and this is probably the breadwinner of your family. King of Pentacles is all about lavish, the moneymaker, the entrepreneur, the CEO, the attorney, the doctor, the president of a whole entire group of companies, the entrepreneur. But you got the Tower and the Four of Wands. You're leaving this behind, which obviously you were miserable and unhappy, and the Tower came in because the universe has had enough. And the universe said, we need to redirect you. So how are we going to be redirected? Well, we continue a little bit of your story here. Why are you leaving this person in the first place? Wasn't an equal give and take. You gave more into the relationship by far than this person. And now you're sitting back and realizing some of the red flags. Remember, red flags is you're the one that worked in this relationship. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of strife. This particular card is not only about fighting and strife, but this card to me is what I call the Civil War. You don't know who you're fighting. You don't know if you're fighting people on your team or opponents. And I think that that's the space that this person puts you in. You never knew if you were fighting for something real or for something not so real. Going back here, I completely understand why you're putting up boundaries around you and your heart right now, because you have been hurt. Okay, but here's the beautiful part of this card. A new day is going to come. Yes, this was devastating. The Ten of Swords is always devastating. It's betrayal. Perhaps you felt that something was going on behind the scenes in your marriage or your long-term commitment. Maybe you stumbled upon something. Swords are all about communication and intellect, so whenever we see a bunch of swords, I tend to think somebody found something online, or somebody found something with a cell phone, or somebody saw something written, but you got the card in reverse. So after the heartache, after the Tower, after the recognition that you were not in an equal give and take relationship, all the fighting, a new day is dawning. Because in the back of this, the sun is rising and clarity is coming. So you have a whole new day coming, Gemini. Let's look at what we got here. Five of Cups, Page of Swords, Judgment, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Repeating card, two separate decks. Listen, you're going to hold back your emotions, and you're going to be very discerning in your next relationship, as should be. But you're ready to step into that world. I don't think that this is going to be something in the feelings and that anger and that resentment that you're going to want to stay in a long time. But when you embark upon the real world, starting to date again, you may hold back your emotions, you may hold back your money, you may hold back a little bit of a slice of you until you feel the person that you're meeting with has earned that. And there's nothing wrong with that, which goes along with your tree card of the hawthorn, of building a little bit of a barrier around you that has blooms because you're beautiful, but thorns too because you're not going to allow yourself to be hurt. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with going into this next relationship, Gemini, protecting yourself. Whoever this was, they did a number on you. Okay, but let's look again. We got the Five of Cups and the Page of Swords. Mr. King of Pentacles, whether it's a girl or a guy, whoever is the person that you're walking away from, is regretting all of their actions. And the Page of Swords is the card we call the Stalker card here in the world of tarot. So whoever you're leaving behind after this dramatic Tower moment, which, by the way, a couple of these cards make me think that your divorce, your breakup, your split up was made quite public, either with a lot of verbiage on Facebook or Instagram, or maybe you guys are just extremely well-to-do within your own rights that everybody knew what was going on. But this person has tremendous regret. The Five of Cups is looking over all the spilled cups. And that person is looking back with complete regret because you chose to walk out the door. They're watching you and they're monitoring you online. They are looking at you. They are asking friends about you. They might be driving by your work. They may be driving by your house. They are keeping tabs, so make sure you are well aware of that. The Judgment in reverse, next to the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Again, we have repeating cards here. Judgment in reverse is a karmic cycle that needed to be closed. So I know it's easy to say and hard to hear, especially something like this, where there is a tremendous amount of time, effort, love, money, entanglement, homes, businesses. We also see Paige here. That could be kids. You guys were super emotionally entangled and physically entangled, okay? But this is a karmic relationship that was designed in your life purposely to teach you lessons. And whether or not you were married for a year or married for 25 years, the lesson will remain the same here. God, I can talk. The lesson is to value yourself. You did not feel valued in this relationship. So it's easy to look back at the fun times, the happy times, the solid times, the times that made you feel whole. But at the end of the day, you did not feel valued. And you had the courage to get up and walk out of this relationship. They're regretting it with the Five of Cups. They're watching you. Karma's hitting down on them, and if it's not hitting down on them now, it's going to hit down on them soon. And nobody wishes anybody that they loved or once loved terrible things or terrible karma. But don't forget, this karmic relationship was designed to teach you both lessons. And maybe your person here needs to learn a lesson about valuing the people in their life. Maybe the person that you left behind needs to learn a lesson about appreciation. Maybe the person you left behind needs to really understand that you shouldn't take people for granted or the love that you're given for granted, because you may wake up one day and it may be gone, okay? The Seven of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles repeating cards talks a lot about a lot of seeds that were planted and a lot of hard work and effort put into something that didn't turn out to be the way that they had hoped to be. So, Gemini, the bottom line is this. The Tower came in, changed your life upside down. And though the Tower is the scariest card in the deck, it's also the most exhilarating. It gives you a chance to really step into your new, to be an amazing, confident, culpable, capable, amazing person who really understands your value system and will never let anyone penetrate that value system again. So we have the Hawthorn. The Hawthorn is the boundaries. You are setting your boundaries, you are setting your discernment, and you're not going to let anyone come into your life that's not going to at least make you feel amazing about yourself, boost your confidence, boost your happiness, and set you on the path for your highest self. Because after all, that's the equal give and take you want to give to somebody else, and you deserve that in return. Okay, Gemini, kind of a tough read, but a whole new world is awaiting for you if you embrace it, love yourself, take care of yourself. Namaste.